Are you looking for some winning bets today? Come along with us at Probably, where we track data from the winningest sportsbooks around the world to find you the best bets today and every day across every sport, across every league. Yesterday, a monster day, plus 2.6 units. Even the top 5 bets, all hits. You could have really cashed a parlay off of Probably. Of course, parlays are minus EV, but if we're hitting, I guess they're not. But that's how it goes here at Probably, of course. And today, we're going to strap in for the best bets, top 10 bets for January 25th. 2024. And let's get into it. As always, starting with the man in the thumbnail, Bam Adebayo under 10.5 rebounds. That bet's got a 53% probability of winning today, according to those winningest sportsbooks around the world. The best available bet is at plus 100 odds. So once again, a 53% probability bet plus 100 odds means you are not paying vig on that bet, is what that math looks like, because it is a coin toss bet. Better than a coin toss, you're getting plus 100. They're not taking any cut on that. But the best bet also gets a 5.6 probability score. So Bam Adebayo under 10.5 rebounds. Looks like a very strong bet to be hitting today. We have a lot of overs up top here, so I'm going to scroll all the way back. Over 244.5 in Wizards versus Jazz, a 52% probability of this bet winning. Best bet again, plus 100 odds, gives a bet a 3.6 probability score. As they always say here, obviously the probability score math will tell you is a basic expected value calculation, a basic ROI calculation, telling you how much more money this bet would win you than it would lose you if it were played infinitely. But really, anytime you have a true probability source you trust like we do from those winningest sportsbooks around the world, 50-50 bet plus 100 odds, you should always be taking that, because normally a 50-50 bet on a sportsbook will be like minus 110, minus 115. That's where they take their cut. So just not paying that cut helps be profitable over the course of time. Other bets to look at here. Over 240 in Warriors versus Kings, a 56% probability of winning. The best bet's at minus 115 odds, and that gives that bet a 4.8 probability score. A lot of overs on team totals here, which is not usually the case, but obviously, you know, the sportsbook markets that we track out there are seeing some inefficiencies in the U.S. sportsbooks, and that is going to be today. A lot of lines that look a little bit low. Over 230 in Lakers versus Bulls is a 48% probability of winning. The best bet's at plus 120 odds. So you're getting a pretty big amount of juice going your way on a bet that's basically a 50-50. But plus 120 odds on over 230 in Lakers versus Bulls gives you a 4.5 probability score. So another good bet to hit over 230 in Lakers versus Bulls. Wizards, you know, we could afford to skip this one if we wanted, but we'll take it. Wizards over 119.5, a 49.8% probability win. So we'll basically call that again another 50-50. Another 50-50 plus 105 odds gives about a 2 probability score flat, 2.03 if you want to be accurate down to the decimal point. But again, this bet here, obviously the Wizards, we know a team that we're not the most excited to take in general these days. They did just fire their coach though, so maybe that gives them a little bit of a dead cat bounce, so to speak. But the Wizards in this spot over 119.5, a plus EV bet, and the math is the math. That's why you just follow the math day after day, because that's how you end up on those 5-0 days. Those days where you are racking up units. That's the goal here every day at Probably, is to win you money. And of course, if you are new around here, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Of course, doing free bet videos every day, and you can get more data for yourself at probably.com/subscribe. Get all of our pregame data for under $10 a month using that promo code FIRST at probably.com/subscribe. Tobias Harris under 3.5 assists, 50% probability of this bet hitting, but you're getting plus 110 odds, which gives the bet a 5 probability score. So Tobias Harris under 3.5 assists. It's like another strong bet to take. We already took an over in the Lakers game. I'm not going to make you take another one. Took an over in the Warriors game. Not going to make you take another one. Boy, a lot of plus EV overs on the alternate lines, though. Dante DiVincenzo under 2.5 made threes, a 48% probability of this one winning. You're getting plus 115 odds. And if you follow these bets here, I think today you can really start to see the math of how what makes a winning bet, what makes a losing bet. You take this bet at minus 115, that bet's not great for you because you're getting that plus money here. That's where it's basically a coin toss bet getting plus money. That's how you really, today could be a monster day if these bets hit. It's the main thing to take away from here, but really the process of what you're seeing, where you're getting these bets that are around basically coin tosses and getting plus money, or, you know, no vig basically on the sportsbooks end. Those are the bets you should be hitting basically every time, no matter what sport it is. But this one, 3.6 probably score at plus 115 odds. Dante DiVincenzo under 2.5 made threes. Other bets to look at here, some more overs. Knicks, all right, so we'll take one under here. Knicks under 110.5 versus the Nuggets, a 50.5% probability to winning. We'll say 51%, plus 105 odds, give the bet a 3.4 probability score for Knicks under 110.5 for their team total in this game versus the Nuggets. What other bets do we have here? Man, a lot of overs in that Warriors game. They really, the international markets, the winningest markets around the world that we track, must really think that that game is going to go over, because that is, you don't see that many alternate line overs happening that frequently. This one correlates with our Knicks bet under 225.5, and Knicks versus Nuggets has a 54% probability of winning. The best bet's at minus 110 odds. That gives a bet a 2.6 probably score for Knicks versus Nuggets under 225.5. I don't think we're at 10 yet. We're getting to 10, though, pretty soon. Hopefully, Jaylen Brown under 5.5 rebounds, minus 110 odds at a 54% probability. Give this bet a 2.2 probably score for Jaylen Brown under 5.5 rebounds. What else do we got? We didn't take an over in Heat Celtics, so I think we could take an under in this one. We took the overs with the two games that we talked about already. Under 225 in Heat versus Celtics, a 53.4% probability of winning, so basically 53. The best bet's at minus 105 odds, and that gives this bet a 4.3 probably score for under 225 in Heat versus Celtics. An even bet. I would still not take an even bet, but it is funny that is coming up as slightly plus EV, because I don't know how that could ever be plus EV, but yeah, the math is the math, as we always say here. Celtics minus 7. It does correlate with everything we've talked about here. Celtics minus 7, 52% probability of this bet winning. Minus 105 odds give the bet a 2.1 probably score. Celtics minus 7 in their game versus the Heat. I'd like to get like one more prop in here. I feel like we're a little bit prop light today. Granted, not a ton of games, but still. I mean, this one correlates. So we're taking a good amount of correlated bets here. This one does correlate. Heat under 108.5, a 53% probability of winning, but you're getting plus 100 odds. How could we resist? 5.1 probably score. Heat under 108.5 is a team total bet in Heat versus Celtics. I think we're at 10, but we could hit one more just to feel good about ourselves. Nuggets minus 1.5, 53.46% probability win. So we'll just say 54%, minus 110 odds. Give this bet a 2.1 probably score. And of course, I could keep going. I have to assume I hit 10 bets at this point. There's a ton of bets here, though. Of course, we cover the NBA, cover college basketball, cover pro football in the NFL, soccer, tennis, MMA, whatever sport you want here. Hockey. I never talk about the hockey enough for the hockey bros, but every bet we have here, the same process is going to help you win more money. And frankly, the NBA is a profitable league for the most part, but the NFL is like a tight league. Like if you go to hockey, you go to the WNBA, you go to soccer to some extent, you go to tennis, especially. Those are markets that are just softer. So that's really where the probably data comes in. It really helps you make an advantage for yourself if you are betting a bunch of bets on a given day. So check it out for yourself at probably.com/subscribe and use that promo code FIRST to save yourself 50% and get all of our pregame data for a month for under $10. So you are basically paying less than, I'm sure, a unit for a lot of you guys out there. Less than 1 unit just to get all this data at your fingertips and at least know that you're shopping according to what the best markets of the world are saying. So check it out for yourself, probably.com. Hit that like button and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with more. So enjoy your days. Of course, good luck.